Hello, my friends and fellow readers. How is everyone doing today? It's June 1st, which you know what that means. If you know, you know. Happy Pride! No, but in all seriousness, Happy Pride and Happy June, because here we are. It is June the 1st, so that means it is time for my May book wrap-up of what the books I read this month, or last month, May. Yesterday, May. I read a goodly amount of books, or I finished a goodly amount of books. Two of them were for my book clubs, my respective book clubs that I'm in, and the rest were just for me. So let's get into it, shall we? So the first two books I finished, they're real short. It was The Ghost of Sherwood and its sequel, The Heirs of Locksley by Carrie Vaughn. These were for my Robin Hood book club that I'm in. These were super cute, super short YA novels centering around the children of Robin Hood. Very, very cute. So Robin and Marian, this is decades into their life after Robin has been pardoned for his outlawry and married the lovely Maid Marian, and they have had children. They've had 3 children, a daughter, a son, and another daughter. It is Mary, John, and Eleanor are their kids' names, and they're fun. So the first book was very much, I likened it to, I'm going to date myself here, the movie The Three Ninjas is very like 90s kid movie where the kids get caught up in something and have to figure out how to get out of it and kind of do so without mom and dad's help, and then mom and dad show up and they're all like, oh, well, okay, well, you took care of that, cool. And then the sequel, The Heirs of Locksley, so that one was The Ghost of Sherwood. Basically, the 3 kids get abducted, and they have to figure out how to get back home. It's very fun. And then The Heirs of Locksley centers around really the son, John. He befriends the young Henry III. So this is King John's son. So Magna Carta, King John has a son named Henry. He becomes King of England. And he becomes king very, very young, like 8 or 9, I think. And John kind of befriends him because he's like, you're a kid. You should be a kid. It's very cute. Very cute books. Very fun. I will keep them. They're Robin Hood related. They will take up literally that much space on my shelf. So they're going to stay with me. The next one I finished was for my other book club, and I won't go into this one too much because book club is on Friday, and I don't want to spoil it in case my book club book club peoples are watching. But we did Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is the first book by him I've read, and I really enjoyed it. And I won't go into it. But basically, the basic premise is the Earth, our sun is dying. Like our sun, planet Our sun is dying. And a group of scientists and astronauts and the powers that be have to figure out how to stop it from dying so we don't all freeze to death. But it's very good, very fun. This is the movie title tie-in, and yes, it's on my Kindle. I've already had this discussion with you people. But it was very good. I really enjoyed it. I was scared that I wouldn't, because I like science fiction, but I'm not like, sometimes I think science fiction can go over my head because I'm not mathematically inclined like that. But it was good. It was enjoyable. So kudos to Andy Weir for writing a good book. Okay, so then we had Empress of the East, How a European Slave Girl Became Queen of the Ottoman Empire by Leslie Pierce. This was a nonfiction book about Sultana Hürrem, and if I mispronounce that, I'm very sorry to my Turkish friends. She was as portrayed, she was a European girl who was abducted at the height of the Ottoman Empire and taken to Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent's court to be a member of his harem, and caught his eye, and they changed history. Like, literally, sultans at this time period did not marry. They had concubines, they had a harem, and you're supposed to, as the member of the harem, you have a son, you give the sultan an heir, and then you stop seeing him. Hurrem didn't do that. The Sultan, Suleiman the Magnificent, fell in love with her, and he married her, which was not the done thing back then, and just completely changed how the Ottomans did things. It was very good. So real person, very interesting. I highly recommend if you're into Ottoman history, which I didn't know I was into, but it was fun. It was a fun read. Then we had A Wallflower's Guide to Viscounts and Vice by Amanda Collins. I don't know if I've ever mentioned her on here, but she is local to me. I love local writers. They're great. She writes cozy romantic mysteries. Well, I guess not cozy. There's like the mystery's not cozy, but the story is. That makes sense. On her website, she compares herself. She says she's Nancy Drew, but with more kissing. Mildly spicy. It's very cute. It's a cute little book. And all of her books in this world, this is actually the start of a new book series, I think, but they're all kind of interconnected. I don't know if I've mentioned this one or not. Anyway, it's very good. Amanda Collins, she's great. If you like mysteries and like spiciness, but limited spice. It's not like, you're not like going, oh, you're not scandalized by it. It's just like, oh, okay. I see you. Okay. Interesting. But she's really good. She's a really good writer. So A Wallflower's Guide to Viscounts and Vice. Good one. And then finally, I finished. This is a book series. I actually started it for a book club, and then I kept reading the series while everyone else moved on because I really liked it. It is Within Sanctuary of Wings, a memoir by Lady Trent by Marie Brennan. This is the 5th and final book of this series. There's all of them. It starts with A Natural History of Dragons. Lady Trent or Isabella Camhurst is her name. She is a girl who is obsessed with dragons. She lives in this fantasy world where dragons exist, and she becomes obsessed and then becomes like the name in dragon science. I actually found this book because of another content creator on here that he read it and he loved it. He read through the whole series and loved it, and I really, really enjoyed this book series. There is another book, and it's kind of a standalone, but it's I think it centers around Lady Isabella's granddaughter. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it or not. I'm having trouble locating it. It's not at my library, but this one was a library book, so I'm going to return it. But it was really good. I really enjoyed how it ended and wrapped things up, and kind of tied a little bow on the end of the book series. So those are the books I read. Oh, and then I did mention I DNF'd a book. I did DNF a book. It was The Lost Constitution by William Martin. He's kind of a thick one. It centers around, it's kind of Da Vinci Code-esque. Like it's historical fiction. He's a not an art historian. He's a rare book expert. Peter Fallon. It's a book in a series about this guy, Peter Fallon, and his girlfriend. And they find out that there's an early edition of the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, and there's a whole conspiracy around, like, getting a hold of it. I couldn't get into it. It sounded like it was going to be right up my alley, but I really just couldn't get into it. So I DNF'd it. I don't like to DNF books, but I do sometimes. So that's it. That's what I read this month. And, wow, I'm running out of time. So, y'all have a good one, and I will catch y'all at the end of June, and happy Pride! Love you guys. Bye!